Task analysis. Learning is a complex and lifelong process. Each new skill we acquire builds upon a lifetime of knowledge, much like the foundation of a house. Each brick represents a new skill learned, and when put into place next to other bricks, it's possible to create something new. If a single brick is missing, it's possible to bridge the gap. But if too many bricks are missing, it becomes impossible to continue building until those bricks are put into place. A task analysis is the process of breaking down a multi-step task into smaller parts to make it easier to learn. It can be used for complex or simple tasks, and it is similar to a recipe, where one step builds upon the previous one to reach a final result. A task analysis is best used when there are multiple steps which need to be completed in a specific order, or when skills which were learned individually need to be used in combination to complete a task. When creating a task analysis, it is important to first identify what you want the final result to be. For example, that a cup of coffee is made, and then decide where to start. This may differ between individuals. Some may begin by pouring water into the machine, where others may begin by pouring coffee into a cup. It is important to consider what would be appropriate for the user. For example, how many steps are needed, and how many can they complete in a row? What base skills do they have, and what are the new skills which they would need to learn? What level of language is best? And should learning supports include images or text or a combination of both? Here's an example. A simple task analysis for making a glass of juice could read, Step 1, get a glass, a jug of water, a spoon, and juice mix. Step 2, pour water into glass until full. Step 3, add juice mix to water. And step 4, stir with spoon. Though both of these demonstrations were technically correct based on the instructions given, one was obviously more effective than the other. Many individuals with developmental disabilities are extreme black and white thinkers. And though you may assume the meaning is obvious when creating a task analysis, social cognitive deficits, or how we learn by watching the world around us, can impair our ability to apply standard conventions, or read between the lines, resulting in an extremely literal interpretation of the instructions. Before using this as a teaching tool, it is important to walk through each step following the directions exactly to identify any errors. When trialing a task analysis using an extremely literal interpretation of the instructions, it very quickly becomes evident how many different ways there are to interpret instructions when they are not specific enough. For example, get a glass, a jug of water, a spoon, and juice mix. Are there tools used which have unique designs for specific purposes? A teaspoon and a tablespoon may be used interchangeably for some tasks, where a serving spoon would be much too large. Step 2, fill glass with water until full. Are there words used which rely on context to clarify their meaning? For example, a box is full when there's no more room, where a cup is full when there's only a quarter inch remaining. Step 3, add juice mix to water. Be specific. Don't assume someone knows all of the details. Step 4, stir with spoon. Actions and descriptions make a difference. Consider, how would you teach this to an alien or someone completely unfamiliar with the task and the tools needed to complete it? Avoid short forms and jargon, and if using images to support understanding, make sure they visually match the actual tools which will be used to teach the skill. By breaking down complex tasks and teaching them step by step, you're helping to develop a series of individual skills, which can then be generalized to make future learning easier, much like taking down a wall and using the pieces to build something new.